Hello, happy Monday. Welcome back. I am Rita Ernst. I am the author of Show Up Positive, and this is your Show Up Positive Monday Minute. Thank you for joining me. I'm so happy that you are here. Every Monday, I come to you at 11:45 a.m., our new time, to talk about one inspiring word from part two of the book, Show Up Positive. And these words are really intended to help you practice when you are calm, when things are easier. Practice just the way that you show up in conversations and engagement with other people in a way that invites connection with others in the workplace so that you can accomplish more together. And it's important that we are working on our mindfulness and practicing those behaviors when things are calmer and easier for us, because then when things get messy and ugly, it's just so much faster and so much easier for us to reset ourselves after we have our flip out moment, and then really choose to respond instead of react, and creating more positive experience for everyone involved, including yourself. And let's be honest, aren't you the most important person in that transaction? I think that might be true. We always need to be good to ourselves. So today, I want to talk about something that I think is a really important foundational word for every workplace. And that word is trustworthiness. I think that most companies, somewhere in their value statements, have trust or being trustworthy as a part of their intention in their business. I think us as individuals, we see ourselves as trustworthy, and we want others to see us as trustworthy and experience us as trustworthy. And yet, we all can name examples of interactions that we've had with people in the workplace that leave us scratching our heads and saying, I'm not sure I can trust that person. And I don't know about you, but I really don't want people to say that about me. I want people to see me as a trustworthy person. And so I want to share with you from the book Show Up Positive. On page 252 is the word trustworthiness. Now, our three synonyms on this page are ethical, honorable, and principled. And I'm going to reverse this. I'm not even sure if I've read these questions to you in the past, but at the end of every word in part two, there's a series of 4 questions called questions worth contemplating. And these are the questions that I put for trustworthiness. How would I currently rate my trustworthiness? It's important to really think about, am I acting in an ethical, honorable, principled way, or am I giving on my ethics and principles in some way? Maybe I'm in that gray territory, because let's be honest, there's lies of omission, for example, that get in the way of our trustworthiness. In what ways have my recent actions diminished trust? In what ways have my recent actions boosted trust? And the last question, which behaviors could I consistently demonstrate to improve my trustworthiness with my team? And interestingly enough, on this particular page, I lay out on how many there are. I didn't count them. I don't know, 15 or more behaviors. So let me read through those and tell you what those behaviors are, and is they are defined in the book. So trustworthiness looks like being reliable, doing what you say when you say you will do it, trusting others, model trust, give trust before you ask for trust back, being consistent, increasing your approachability by being predictable. People know what to expect from you. There's nothing worse than wondering who's going to show up, Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. And we've all worked with people that are like that. And so to whatever extent we are able to control within ourselves our emotional responses to things with some consistency and predictability, it certainly helps people feel more trusting of us. Because let's face it, we're all going to have those moments when we kind of go bombaloo and lose our minds. But, we can recover from that. Being respectful, showing consideration and inclusiveness to others' needs. Owning your mistakes. That's a big one, right? When we are willing to step up and say, hey, that one is on me, that earned us a lot in the trust category with others. Giving more than you take. We talk about your bank account on the A Little Accountant in your head in part 1 of the book, and you need to make 4 to 5 deposits for every withdrawal you're making in transactions with other people. Making connections, getting to know others clearly, being proactive, anticipating what others are going to need, and really getting in front of that in an anticipatory way is a great way to build trustworthiness. Asking for help, trusting other people to help you. Sometimes not being willing to ask for help or being vulnerable enough to say that you need help can really work against you in building trust with other people. Avoiding gossip. Right now there is a lot of speculation in the news about a downturn of the economy and what it's going to mean to people and to their jobs. And so there's a lot of negativity swirling again in the media, and that is going to feed a lot of storytelling and gossip in the workplace. And so now it's a good time to really think about, do I want to engage in that? And in what way do I want to engage in that? If I am, being direct so that people know that what you say is what you mean. It's pretty helpful. Being forgiving. Again, being willing to allow others to make mistakes and not holding it over them. Being accepting, recognizing that others are going to have imperfections just like you and I do, and therefore accepting flawed individuals as we each show up, and not holding that against others. And being inclusive, being the last one that I provided. So those were my ideas of ways to build trustworthiness and to show up and create experiences of trust with others. I'm curious to know what you will leave me in the comments of your favorite ways to build trust with others and to show up trustworthy and how you create experiences with others. So please join me in the comments and share with this community what you were thinking. Or if you got a little extra time, I'm going to wrap this up in a second, and then I'm going to hop over to Zoom. The Zoom link is provided in the description for this event, so feel free. Let's see, I can drop it here in the comments, I think, for some of you right now. So come join me in conversation. I would love to talk to you. If you have not picked up your copy of Show Up Positive, I hope that you are seeing from the Monday Minute, there are lots of reasons you're going to want to have access to part 2 of this book and go back to these words over and over and over again. We're taking our practice slow. We do 1 word a week. Sometimes you want to work on a word for multiple weeks, because we really are trying to ingrain a natural response and behavior set within ourselves, again, that transcend all the chaos that sometimes is coming our way. And unfortunately, right now, the economic outlook is not sounding so great. And so there's a lot of fear again building, a lot of anxiety building. Maybe you are experiencing that yourself. And so now is a really good time to want to lean into relationships with people at work where you can share that burden together, not in a way that pulls you into that negative cyclone of complaining, but more in the it's okay, we're going to get through this together kind of way, that is a much more supportive and positive way of showing up together. So and if you're struggling, if that anxiety is just really starting to eat you, reach out to me. I would love to talk with you and see if there's something I can share with you that might be helpful. I've put a couple of posts in my social media recently from the card deck with some of the tools that are in the training that is a part of the card deck. And so if you would like to accelerate your work and Show Up Positive, especially if you are leading others or responsible for team meetings, that Teams and Meeting card deck is just full of great stuff. So check that out. You can get that program right now for $199. That includes the card deck and the training that is virtual, so that you can sort of get it when it fits into your schedule, plus some online resources. So I'm very excited to begin to get that out into the community further. I appreciate you being with me today. Happy Monday to you. I look forward to seeing you and talking with you on Zoom in just a few minutes. And I'll see you back here next week at 11:45 a.m. Have a great one. Bye.